If you do any emailing out of HighLevel or think you might do more in 2025, then you are not going to want to miss this week's weekly breakdown coming up right now. Hey, what's up, guys? First up, we have a new update to the Tasks UI. So if you don't use Tasks inside of HighLevel, you should be using it, just because it's not the most robust task management system by any means. But when it comes to your CRM, when it comes to sales activities, you should always use tasks, even if it's a very basic done, not done functionality, which is what I would refer to HighLevel's task management as. So this is not going to replace like a platform for processing alone, in my opinion, which we have gotten a lot of requests related to lately. However, the task functionality is really good, specifically for managing sales prospects. So with that being said, the new UI, this is what it looks like. Okay, and so if you do not see this, if your UI does not look like this, if when you go to tasks, right, you go to contacts, you go to tasks, it does not look like this, and you do not have a banner at the top here, then go over to settings and go into labs. If you do not see labs, then you don't have access to beta features. That is not something that I'm going to help you fix on this video. But if you do have access to labs, you should make sure that this enhanced UI is on for tasks. And so this is what the enhanced UI looks like. You have a new ability to create filters in here. Eventually, I'm sure you're going to be able to save smart lists related to tasks, which you can't do now. But for right now, they do create a couple of pre-created sets of filters for you. And these exist as essentially, little smart lists, right? Smart lists that you don't have a lot of control over. So stay tuned. We do expect to see more ability to filter and create smart lists related to tasks. But for right now, definitely a welcome update to the Tasks UI. All right, next up, for those of you guys that are using the conversation AI, first off, I would love to hear from you. If you do not remember, we don't really use the conversation AI functionality inside of HighLevel because we use an outside tool called CloseBot. We don't have any videos or content related to CloseBot yet. Maybe we will at some point, but for right now, this is really the most you're going to hear about it. But we would like to eventually use HighLevel's bot. We would like HighLevel's bot to be better than what we're using at CloseBot. And so if you are having success with this, we would love to hear about it. Otherwise, the new feature that is now live inside of the conversation AI bot is you have the ability to trigger a workflow. So if you didn't know that HighLevel has built-in conversation or chat bots, essentially conversation AI bots is what they call them, but built-in chat bots, now you do. Go to settings and go to conversation AI, and you can create a bot from within here. We've got a couple bots that we've created. You can see that both of those are off. If you have any bots that you've created, you can come in here and you can see the new option under bot goals. If you go to bot goals, the original option was appointment booking. Then they added this other one that allows you to change the fields of the contact. And this last one that they added allows you to trigger a workflow. So super interesting. Would love to hear how people are using it. If they are, we probably won't be dabbling this far into conversation AI bot anytime soon. So again, let me know if you are. We would love to hear from you. I'm happy to help troubleshoot and answer questions for you too. I don't have all the answers, but I'm sure we can figure it out together. So let me know if you're using the conversation AI bot and how you're going to use this new trigger a workflow functionality. All right, next up, an update to what I refer to as like the DocuSign functionality inside of HighLevel. So DocuSign replacement functionality. So if you didn't know, this is built into your HighLevel account. If you have an Empower LO account, then we have a specific section for you called Document Manager. If you have a HighLevel account directly, or you have a HighLevel account that hasn't been changed at all, then you're going to see the payments menu on the left hand side, and that's where you're going to have to go in order to get to documents and contracts. So documents and contracts, this is essentially a DocuSign replacement. You can either upload documents in here, or you can create the documents directly inside of here. One of the ideas that I've had recently for this would be like putting together a pre-approval letter. So stay tuned on that. You might see you might see this inside of our snapshots here pretty soon. But imagine putting together a pre-approval letter, being able to specify the loan amount and change it on the fly by going in here with a custom value, contact, right, and grabbing a custom field. Now, we obviously, this is our marketing account, and so I don't have any of the mortgage custom fields, but imagine having a loan amount custom field in here. So there's some cool stuff that you can do in here. The new functionality, the new like update here, right? Because this is a weekly breakdown video, so I'm here with an update. The new function is that you have the ability to specify an email template that goes out when you send out your document. So again, picture pre-approval letter, picture a initial on a document, a picture a letter of explanation, right? Being able to push out a letter of explanation and have a email that goes out with it that explains what's on that letter of explanation. All of this is now doable because you can associate an email template with a document and contract template. All right, speaking of email, I'm going to show you guys this inside of here because I think, I guess we'll go into the email builder for something else here in a minute. But I just saw the visuals here and I was like, man, I can't do any better than this in a weekly breakdown video. So I'm going to show you this. Basically, you now have a new background color changing functionality inside. Gosh, I use that word functionality so much. You now have the ability to change the background color for text elements inside of the email builder. So before, when you created a text element, whether it was a heading or bullets or a paragraph, anything like that, you couldn't change the background color of that text element. So you could only do that at the section level. Well, now you do have the ability to do that. And again, I just thought that this was a really easy, concise way to kind of show you what that looks like. So hopefully you guys can see that, right? This text element right here used to not be able to be a different color than the section behind it. That is no longer the case. You can change the individual text block colors. All right. Last thing on emails, this was the thing that I was most excited about this week, the update that I actually absolutely could not wait to share, couldn't wait to talk to my team about, which is that you now have the ability to resend all of your email campaigns, or maybe I shouldn't say all, but I think all of your email campaigns, you now have the ability to resend to anybody who has not opened the email from your original campaign. So whereas before this was in here, now that you did have this option, but it was only on specific email campaigns. It was only on email campaigns that you sent right away with no batches. And so we never had the ability to use this because we like to use batches as a way to control and manage our email deliverability. We like to do this to make sure that we don't end up getting sent to spam. And honestly, most of you guys should be doing the same thing. And so this feature, for some reason, this resend email to unopened just didn't show up when you did a batch schedule. Well, now it does. So if you didn't open your last email from us, don't be surprised to hear from us a few days later. We are testing out that new feature, resend email to unopened. I highly, highly advise you guys check this out. This is going to be huge for email marketing inside of HighLevel. All right, last up, a small but welcome update that now gives us the ability to duplicate widgets from on the dashboard. So when you're creating a dashboard before, the only options that you had were edit and delete. So if you spent a lot of work creating a widget and then you wanted to create a similar widget with just a small tweak to it, which we have seen multiple applications of already, on our end, you guys probably have seen this as well. Now you have the ability to just duplicate, which means now once you duplicate, you can then change just the smallest of filter here, right? So maybe instead of saying group as Empower Sales, I want to say group as Corey's calendar, and I can now change that really easily without having to recreate the entire widget. All right, guys, that is it for this week's weekly breakdown. We had a pretty big update specifically related to email marketing, guys. Email marketing is going to be huge in 2025. If it is on your radar, then make sure you are staying tuned to this week's weekly breakdown, next week's weekly breakdown, and the one after that. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you at the top.